Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Arsenal, and welcome to the first deadline stream of the day. It's deadline day. About how many hours remaining? Maybe like 10 hours remaining. I told you guys I was very hopeful you're going to sign players today. I'm hoping this will not be the last one. Hoping we get this deal through the line or over the line, and hopefully can get a couple of more players before the end of the day. So I've already done a video on Douglas Luiz. In case you've already watched it, you know what is going on. Yes, the guy that scored a corner against us yesterday, we were like, nope, no, no. If he scored that corner against us last night, we have to get him in our team. It makes it easier because he definitely fits in the type of age we are looking for. He's only 24 years of age, so that is the kind of players we've been signing recently. Odegaard, Ben White, all these young guys, Ramsdale, and also he's Brazilian as well. We know how much we love Brazilians at Arsenal, so it makes it easier for Edu to do this deal, for Acha to do this deal. So we'll be talking about the latest news on that, and I believe it's getting closer because of what Aston Villa is trying to do in the transfer market as well. But first, I've asked a question on YouTube, and if you're watching on Facebook, let me know. The question is, how do you feel about Arsenal signing Douglas Luiz? Do you feel like he is a great player, you're happy about it, or are you not sure about how good he is? You need to do some research on him. Or number three, do you think it's not a good buy? You're just panic buying because El Nene Pate are out with injuries. How do you feel? Are you happy? Are you not convinced yet? You need to see more, or are you not convinced about this deal totally? So let's see what they've had to say. This is the first of many live streams today. I believe this is not going to be the only player we signed today. So earlier there was this news from Fabrizio Romano, the video that he posted. He said Arsenal are now really trying to sign Douglas Luiz from Aston Villa. Not an easy deal at all, but Arsenal trying with the agents to work on it. Player understood to be keen on the move at the club. So the player is keen on moving to Arsenal. That is one thing you definitely need to have a player who wants to join you. Maybe Gabriel Jesus convinced him yesterday, because we literally played against them yesterday. As less than 12 hours ago, we played against Douglas Luiz, and he scored a corner against us. And maybe Gabriel Jesus has convinced him to join Arsenal. All the Brazilians at Arsenal convinced him to join. So that was like an hour ago. Fabrizio Romano has just tweeted again and said Arsenal are prepared to reach an agreement with Douglas Luiz on personal terms. Douglas keen on the move, work in progress. So he repeats it again. Douglas Luiz wants to join, which is pretty good to hear. Negotiations still ongoing between the clubs. Not an easy one. Obviously, it won't be an easy one because it's the last day and Aston Villa would need to get a replacement in and all that. That is why it would be difficult. But I don't think it's difficult. Why? Because Aston Villa have actually already signed a replacement. Here's the news from David Onstein. Breaking news, Aston Villa have had an offer accepted by Wolves for Leonardo Dendoncker. Transfer fee, 15 million euros. Permission granted by Wolves for 27-year-old Belgium to join Aston Villa. So Aston Villa have already signed another midfielder today. Basically, a replacement for Douglas Luiz because they plays in the same exact position. So maybe the talk started yesterday and they knew Douglas Luiz is going to be leaving today, and they've already gone in and signed a replacement for him. So Dendoncker has joined Aston Villa from Wolves, so that makes it even more interesting. It's looking very likely that Douglas Luiz will be joining Arsenal because Aston Villa have already signed a replacement. Usually it's hard to sign players on the last day because obviously the other team needs to get a replacement. The money becomes an issue. Even if a player is worth 20 million, if you try to sign them on the last day, the other team can just say, you know what, 50 million, because they know you're desperate. And you might say we are desperate right now because we don't have midfielders. Partey is injured, El Nene is injured, but I think he's a very quality player. I've always loved Douglas Luiz and McGinn from Aston Villa, both of them. I think they're very, very talented. And you saw yesterday, you saw how much they were tackling our midfielders, the energy they have in that midfield with McGinn as well. Very, very good players over there. And Aston Villa is a very quality side. Like, I believe Aston Villa have a lot of quality players like Watkins, Coutinho, all those guys, Cash, Digne, and Douglas Luiz and McGinn included. I'm even surprised how badly they're doing, how easy it was for us in that first half last night. So signing a player like Douglas Luiz from there, experience is played in the Premier League. This is his fourth season in the Premier League already. He's only 24 years of age. Those are the kind of players we're looking for right now, 20 to 25 years of age. And he always scores goals as well. For a midfielder, this season alone, this week alone, he has scored from two corners, directly from corners, two corners. That is something that happens once in a career. This guy has done it like twice in a week. Last season, I think there's a season he got 3 goals. There's a season he got 2 goals for a midfielder. Those are those are decent numbers for a midfielder, and he always plays. That's the thing. Yesterday he was on the bench, but in terms of being durable and you can depend on him, the first season at Aston Villa he played 36 games. The next season I think he played 34, and then last season I think he played something like 36 as well. And this season has just started, so he's very durable as well. That is something that you need. There was a stat the other day about Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey has only played 58% of Arsenal's games since he joined. He's missed 42%. So that shows you how much he's injured. And I think there was also a stat that Thomas Partey has never played 8 games in a row for Arsenal. Never. He's never played more than 8 games in a row for Arsenal. He plays 7, gets injured, plays 5, gets suspended or something, plays another 4 games, gets injured again. So that is something we need to do away with. So we do need Douglas Luiz at Arsenal to cover that. There was also another journalist who talks about Douglas Luiz. Kaya said Villa were briefing earlier that he won't be sold today. Not to say it won't happen. He has just 12 months remaining on his contract. So the fact that he has 12 months remaining, even if Aston Villa didn't want to sign him, they would think about losing him on a free next season. Then they'll be like, nah, let's just let him go right now for however much you're going to get. And the amount that is being talked about is 25 million pounds, which is cheaper than Tielemans. They play not in the same exact position. This one is a number 6, the other one is a number 8. So basically it's cheaper than Tielemans. So Arsenal could decide to go with this one and not go for Tielemans, but there's still a long way to go. I still think we're going to sign another player. If we sign Douglas Luiz right now and still have another 10 hours to go, and then you get someone like Tielemans or Neto or whoever in, that would be an incredible transfer season for us, because Zinchenko is great, Jesus is great. We are doing so well in the Premier League. If we add 2 players today, things are looking good for us, because I just want to cover in that midfield. And we are talking about Tielemans. The one thing we are saying about Tielemans is Premier League experience. Douglas Luiz has that because he's played in the Premier League for 4 years as well. So that would be great. Keep letting me know what you think about this transfer if it happens. The Tielemans deal, here's what I know a lot of you will be asking about Tielemans. The latest on Tielemans is this. As reported yesterday, Arsenal have not yet placed a bid for Tielemans yet, formal or otherwise. The evaluation early in the window was 23 million, but there have been no movement in the past 24 hours. So Arsenal are willing to pay around 23 million, but as you saw yesterday, Leicester want like around more than 30 million for him. So it might be hard to get him in. It still could happen. Maybe they might come compromise and get him in before the day ends. Leicester are trying to sign other players as well today. Leicester have not really signed any players this transfer window, but they've already seen they're trying to sign a couple of players. So let's hope if they sign those players, they'll be willing to let go of Tielemans on a cheap. Like if you can get Tielemans and Douglas Luiz on the same day, that would be absolutely incredible. So if you're just joining, let me go through it before I come to your comments. Earlier today or an hour ago, it was reported that Arsenal were in talks with Douglas Luiz. Not an easy deal to do. Obviously, Kai as well said Villa were briefing earlier that it won't be sold today, not to say it won't happen. He has just 12 months remaining on his contract. And as recently as 30 minutes ago, Fabrizio Romano has updated that and said Arsenal are prepared to reach an agreement for Douglas Luiz on personal terms. Douglas keen on the move, work in progress. Negotiations still ongoing between the clubs, not an easy one. And obviously, as I said, this is not from Fabrizio Romano. This is from me and David Ornstein. We also have to look at what Aston Villa are doing, so that's because we are signing a player from them. And David Ornstein has confirmed that Aston Villa have had an offer accepted for Dendoncker, another midfielder, basically a replacement for Douglas Luiz already. So that is what is going on today. Let me see what you guys are saying. It's going to be a busy day. We are still expecting a lot of players to leave. We are expecting a lot of players to maybe at least 2 players to join us today as well. So I can see someone asking about Douglas Luiz. The moment we sign him, we will be doing videos on him. But as of now, I like the fact that he can play a lot of games. He rarely gets injured. And I also love the fact that he can score goals from midfield as well. He can score goals from corner kicks as well. Who doesn't love that? Literally, he scored a goal against us yesterday and we were like, no, we have to get him in. Philip says nice one. Edward says nice as well. Adebayo, how are you? Mukose says we need him, and also a winger from Shakhtar. That one might not go through unless we get him on a loan deal. It seems like since we got those injuries, we decided to spend that money on midfield, which I'm happy with. I wanted midfielders before wingers. The guy is good backup for Partey. Partey is always injured, so maybe Partey is good backup for this guy. But yeah, it would be very great to have a midfield of Partey there. Douglas Luiz and all those guys would be great because Xhaka is looking good as well in his role. Odegaard is looking good. Let him come. Says Sheriff is very fit in that position. We should get him ASAP. Says Temidayo. He's Brazilian as well. He takes set pieces. I'll keep on saying it. Corners. That guy scored from a corner yesterday again, twice in a week. It will be a good signing. Bring him on. Welcome, Douglas Luiz. Thank you, Saints. A welcome development, says Augustine. Good one. Nice one. So most of you are happy. On the poll on YouTube, 60% have said great player. I'm happy. 20% have said need to do more research on him first, and 20% have said they're not happy. This is just a panic buy. Good signing, says Ibrahim. Seba says I'm not sure about him yet. Ismi says good signing if possible. He's very fit, says Adebayo. Get it done, says Paul. Arsenal have now submitted an offer in the region of 20 million for Douglas Luiz, says Jackson. Gabriel says good one. Edward says it's a good deal. That guy already has Premier League experience. Yep, 4 years in the Premier League, so that is great already. His performance was good yesterday. I think he can make a good impact in the Arsenal squad. Yeah, he came on and they scored immediately. Odu says, and he's Brazilian too, worked with that said before. I really want him, can play 6 and 8. Thank you for that point, by the way. Douglas Luiz used to be at Manchester City. That is where Ateta used to be as well. He never played a game for Man City in the Premier League or anything, but he used to be at Man City before he moved to Aston Villa. So he's also worked with those guys there as well. So that is great to have as well. Real is happy. Rahwali is happy. Sorry. Yes, Arsenal need this kind of player. Since Chime Musa says, I don't think that Arsenal will sign him. They only know how to talk every day. Musa is not confident again to sign him. If I see Douglas Luiz, I'll be very happy, says Davidowski. Welcome, Douglas Luiz, says Katumwa. Has the quality. Even he didn't celebrate that goal seriously. Yeah, you noticed that, Edward, right? Like he actually scored from a corner and never even bothered celebrating. It's like he actually does it every day, like he's used to it. Nice one. Welcome. Having a defensive midfielder who can take set pieces and all that, that is very good to have, man. Venture says, nice one. RK says, welcome, Douglas Luiz. Hello, it will be a good signing for Arsenal, says Kamani. Happy to see him in the Emirates. Puma is happy as well. A lot of you are happy. You can tell. Joseph says, nice one as well. It will be a good signing. What an amazing player. Douglas Luiz says, Prince. So after today, after this signing, if we get him in the next couple of hours, how many players do you think we need after this for the remaining 10 hours? RD12 says, I'm a massive Douglas Luiz fan. I am very, very much as well. Scored last night. He's Brazilian, so the move definitely makes sense. And yeah, I don't actually agree with Fabrizio in terms of saying it's a hard one. I actually think since he's Brazilian and we know that we need a midfielder and his Premier League experience and he wants to join Arsenal, I actually think it's easier. It's definitely easier than the Tillemans one. Lovely one. And I've always loved him, and McGinn as well at Aston Villa. Labaran says we need Douglas Luiz. Romano says, are we going to sign a winger? I don't think they're going to sign a winger. If you're going to get a winger, I think it's going to be on loan. I really doubt you're going to sign a winger. Maybe on loan. So a winger can still join Arsenal, but maybe on loan. But signing on a permanent deal, it would be really hard. I think we're going to go for midfielders today. Or maybe we can get someone else from nowhere. You might even hear Arsenal are signing a left back from nowhere. You'll just hear about a deal that you didn't know about. We need a winger, very important, says Olua. It will be a good signing, says Keba. Good move, says Stephanie. Odua says perfect signing for me. Arsenal, please, no time, says Blessing. Teams are serious. This transfer window in the Premier League, the Premier League teams have spent more money than they've ever spent in the history of the Premier League. You're seeing teams like Nottingham Forest buying players for 40 million. Newcastle are buying players left, right, and center. Man United are splashing 80 million for fun. Chelsea are buying defender after defender for 70 million, 80 million. So teams are using a lot of money. So that's why we need to get a couple of players as well to match that as well in case of any injuries and the number of games we have. I'm not a fan of because any other team is signing players, we also need to sign players. No, if you already have a car, if your neighbor buys a car, you don't also have to buy another car because your neighbors bought another car. If you already have a car that is working, keep going with your car. But obviously, because we have a lot of competitions, we definitely do know that we need a lot of players to cover for us in all those positions. Andrew says, why I'm not convinced about the story of Douglas Luiz. Andrew is not convinced. Andrew thinks these are just rumors. Kazim says, wow, morning. We need all of them, says your name is Kyleson, hope. No problem, Jeremy. That's a great move for Arsenal. And then for only 25 million, that would be amazing if you can get him for that kind of money. Cookie says, good deal, but I would also like another midfielder before deadline. I 100% agree with that. I would sign a midfielder next, even before a wing. I don't think we are desperate like that for a wing. I think we're desperate for midfielders. What about Modric? It's gone a bit quiet, but I'm pretty sure they're just working on it still. Arsenal getting any winger, as I said, maybe on a loan deal. We need two, please, says Edna. 2 signings or 2 midfielders? Let's see. Thank you, Hendrik. I can see your comment. Very true, Ndaba. Good move, says Paul. Many of you are happy. Many of you are happy. I believe we really need Tielemans, says King. I agree as well 100%. Maybe as the day goes on, maybe Leicester will decide to change their mind. Also, Newcastle still want Tielemans as well. So hopefully, I would be very gutted if Tielemans went to another team. If he didn't join Arsenal and then stayed at Leicester, and we sign another midfielder, I'll be like, you know what? Fine, maybe we can go for him in January. But if Tielemans ends up joining like a Liverpool or Newcastle today, like we've talked about Tielemans so much, I feel like he's already an Arsenal player. Like we've talked about him every single day. We talk about Tielemans. Like the last 4 months, we've been talking about Tielemans every single day. All the comments are about Tielemans throughout. So if he ends up joining another team, it wouldn't be nice watching him play for another team. If he stays at Leicester, great. But if he doesn't, because there's a chance of signing him in January still, if he does stay there. Please, we need them to come, says Star. Jerome says we want Neto as well. I've been watching Wolves the last 5 games. Neto is a threat, but the Wolves are really struggling for goals. It's not just Neto, the whole structure of the team. So maybe you might want to leave. But basically, he's the only like threat for them, like Wolves. If they sell him, they'll be in a lot of trouble. They're not looking good in terms of getting goals, so we might have to pay a lot of money for that. Abdul is using some flashy language, but he basically says we need Tielemans with a couple of other words in between. We need to sign Douglas Luiz, says Tadu. Kenny says perfect signing for us Gunners. Who is backing up Odegaard, says David. I mean, we have Fabio Vieira who can play there. We have Smith Rowe who can play there as well. There's a lot of players who can play there. Let's say Smith Rowe comes in for Martinelli, Nketiah comes in for Jesus, Marquinhos can come in for Saka, then we still have Fabio Vieira can come in for anyone in the middle as well. It depends on the game, I guess, as well. If you're playing like a Man City, I wouldn't expect us to go that attacking. Then you might see the likes of Xhaka, hopefully Douglas Luiz and Partey starting in the same game together. That might be a possibility. But Fabio Vieira is there. Remember, you've not yet seen Fabio Vieira playing, and he cost 30 million. So we might see him. I thought we were going to see him against Fulham or Aston Villa, but those games turned out to be very difficult. So it would have been crazy just bring him on for a very tough game like that we were needed to win, obviously, because he's not 100% fit. He's a great player, says Victor. Cookie says if we get him in before deadline, could he play on Sunday? Yeah, he could play on Sunday. Today is very early. Today is Thursday. Yeah, he will play on because there's nothing to do with work permit because he's not coming from a different country. So that will just be right away, like joins Arsenal and he can even play tomorrow. And I'm sure he'll train on Friday and Saturday if he joins. So yeah, it would be risky, but I don't know who else. Now, if Douglas Luiz joins Arsenal, he starts against Man United. If Partey's not there, he definitely starts. Now, Lokonga played very well, so I'm pretty sure it would be unfair to drop him. But again, I don't know, man. What would you guys do? If Douglas Luiz signed today, would you start him against Man United or would you still play Lokonga because he played well? Now, because it would be unfair if a player plays well and then you just drop him to the bench right after. We do have a lot of games though, so I don't know what you do. We might stick with the same midfield, but let me know what you guys would do. Hassan says he's welcome. Nice deal. Why not Neto as of now? Ndaba, because of the money. They want 50, 60 million. Harriet says Ateta doesn't know what he wants. He would have signed Tielemans long time ago. Or maybe he knows what he wants. Maybe he doesn't want Tielemans and we want Tielemans. Maybe that is what is happening. Maybe Edu and we don't know what Edu and Ateta want. Maybe that would have been structured like Ateta doesn't know what he needs, but what he wants, I'm pretty sure they know what he wants. They know what they want. They wanted Gabriel Jesus and they got him through the door. So the players like Bissouma and Neto, we are the ones who want him. We don't know if Ateta is that keen on getting Neto. We just hope that we get him. But maybe Edu doesn't even really like players like Neto joining Arsenal. So not yet Lewis. Good one, says Alexander. 2 more players, says Peter. He'll feature straight away against Man United, says Emmanuel. We need to get him before the Man United game, says Andrew. Obviously, we'll get him. If we sign him, it's going to be before the Man United game because today is the last day. We want Douglas Luiz, says Benjani. Silva says, nice one. Good to have him. Not yet, Nana. Just a couple of hours maybe, and we could have him. I'm pretty sure if I check updates right now, we'll have another update on him. Please, Arsenal should try and sign at least 2 players today, 1 defensive midfielder and 1 good right winger. Wow, I'm so surprised how many people want wingers. Like, do you guys want a winger to come and help Saka or to come and replace Saka or just to come and be a backup for Saka? Because for me, I think Saka and Martinelli are very good. And I think Smith Rowe coming from the bench is okay. I think Fabrizio coming from the bench is okay. I think Marquinhos can play for us in the Europa League, in the Carabao Cup. What I need is midfielders, man. What I need is midfielders. That is the position that I wanted. Actually, at the beginning of the transfer window, I said I want 2 midfielders and I wanted 2 strikers because we had gotten rid of Lacazette and Aubameyang. I needed Jesus and someone else, but obviously they gave Nketiah the new contract, and he believes in Nketiah. Nketiah has played well the last few games he's come on, so those are our 2 strikers for the season. Speaking of Aubameyang, by the way, Aubameyang is about to join Chelsea. I just know this, guys. You just know whenever we are going to play Chelsea, Aubameyang is going to score 2 goals against us. You just know these things always happen. You just know it's going to happen, man. Aubameyang will play against us and score 2 goals. I don't know. If he joins Chelsea, his Arsenal, whichever legacy that he had at Arsenal, I don't know. You can't really join Chelsea, man. Come on. Because I still talk nicely about Aubameyang. I still follow him on every social media and stuff. If he joins Chelsea, man, Chelsea of all teams. Good signing, Douglas Luiz, says Charles. Clement says, excellent deal. He's a good defensive midfielder. King says, good one. Zachary says, good one. Maybe not, right? It could, but maybe not. It depends if they want 2 midfielders as well. Matthias says it's better if we can get him. Then Donk is off to Aston Villa from Wolves. Douglas Luiz will be leaving to Arsenal. Yeah, he is off to Wolves. He's off to Aston Villa, so it's looking very likely. We need someone in midfield can add more value in our team, says Jawad. In terms of the poll right now, I think around 60% are still saying great player that we are signing. Which player not yet? When you compare Douglas and Tielemans, who is better for Arsenal? My goodness, that is such a hard question. I would still say Tielemans because Tielemans can play as a number 6 or 8. But I think Douglas Luiz can match up to that as well because he is Premier League experienced already, and he can score goals for us as well. He's good from set pieces. He can assist a couple of goals as well. So almost the same age as well. So I would say Tielemans, but not that much. Maybe 51% to 49%. So it wouldn't be that much. Luiz is a good add-up. But in terms of price, if you ask me about the price, we're getting Douglas Luiz for 20 million, 25 million, and they want 30 million for Tielemans. So in terms of value, Douglas Luiz right now. Luiz is a good add-up, says SCN. We really need those type of players who can do a lot for the team, says King. We need to sign players. Please, Abdul says, we need to sign players. We are going to sign players. There's no way we would have done the same as January. It would have been crazy because we're doing so well. Fans are happy. Everyone is happy. 5 wins out of 5. We are feeling confident about facing Man United. We're even saying we are going there to enjoy ourselves. Not even, like, we're actually feeling that confident we are going to Old Trafford to enjoy ourselves. Like, if you add a couple of more players, that boosts the fan base a lot, and we are confident for going for the entirety of the season remaining. So if we wouldn't sign a player today, I was really scared yesterday if we lost that game. If Aston Villa beat us, fans would have overreacted. Like, why haven't you signed Tielemans yet? So I really wanted us to win that game to come into today positive, feeling positive about everything. Yeah, it says we need him 100%. We love him at the Emirates, says Joseph. It will be a good signing, Abel. Who is Danilo, says Cookie. If we sign him, you're going to get that video as always. But he is a midfielder from Palmeiras. He plays for Palmeiras. Freeman says that is a good move for Gunners. Says a Freeman. Great move, says Uppin. Emitech says Douglas will be a very good signing with his physicality in the midfield. We are good to go with Neto from Wolves will make us a very good team. Listen, if we get Neto plus Douglas Luiz, I am not going to complain at all. Even if I say I need a midfielders, if we sign Neto at Arsenal, I will not complain at all. Welcome, Luiz. I'm happy to see him. Says Kibet. Not yet, Kibet. Not yet. Not yet. Why can't we go for Tillemans and we're going for Luiz? Simple answer: money, King. Money, money, money. He is cheaper. Mohammed says, yes, come on, Arsenal. We need to bring players. Good afternoon from Sierra Leone, says Alison. Thank you. Good afternoon to you. I actually think Smith Rowe, Martinelli, Saka, Vieira, Nelson are the wide options. When Atita goes 3-4-3, pushes wingers wide to cross. I definitely agree as well. And Nelson is still at Arsenal. He won't leave. He's currently injured, but he will be back maybe in a couple of months as well. I seriously do not think our wingers are bad. Have you seen Martinelli this season? Like, he's become 10 times the player. Like, he's so good right now. He can score, he can assist. As much as people say sometimes you feel like he's a bit greedy, but Martinelli has 100. I don't know if we've always loved Martinelli. I remember a lot of people complaining last season about Martinelli being on the bench and that they're not playing him. But it's like he's gotten his chance again and he's just taking. There's no one who's going to take him away from that team right now. Like, I kind of feel bad for Smith Rowe because Smith Rowe would want to go to the World Cup, but it's going to be very difficult to move Martinelli from that team. And he's fit. He's playing 90 minutes almost every single day. Everyone else is getting subbed off. He's remaining on the pitch. I think Tillemans will be better, says Nana from Ghana. Tillemans' deal looks unlikely, but the party deal was unlikely going into deadline day. Very true. No one knew Partey was going to join Arsenal until the very last few hours. We were told the release clause was activated and boom, he was an Arsenal player. So there's still a lot of hours to go to remain confident. But a winger, 2 midfield is just not going to happen. 3 players is not going to happen. Most 2 players we're going to get. If the deal is done, I think he'll be available to face Man United 100%. There's a lot of players who are going to leave today as well. There's one that I really want to leave as soon as possible because I'm tired of hearing about Bellerin. Bellerin this, Bellerin that, Bellerin this, Bellerin that, man. Just let him go. Barcelona want him. So we'll talk about that as well if he is about to leave. We'll talk about Niles as well if he joins Southampton today. Douglas is a good player, says Prince. If the latest about Douglas is true, let's wait and see, says Hassan. Lokonga is not good enough and he's division player. We need to buy Douglas Luiz, says Zaki. I don't agree with that as well. These players are very young. They still have a lot of time to improve. And if we're going from what we've seen recently, as yesterday, he played very well. I'm not a fan of him playing every single game as the number 6 by himself. For sure, we can get better. I'm not happy about Lokonga starting every single game for us from now to May. I need more experience in that midfield. But I wouldn't go as far as saying he's terrible for the Premier League. He should be in the Championship or Division 1. You're being too harsh, man. How many games have you seen Lokonga playing? It's not more than 20 games, is it? It's not even more than 20 games. That's why I don't agree with people who are even saying Fabio Vieira is not good enough. You've not even seen him playing. Come on. You cannot say Fabio Vieira is not good enough when you've not seen him play. Last season, people said Ben White is not good enough. I hope that that question has been answered. Ben White is very good. If you didn't like Ben White, you can see how good he is. Like, even just in passing, way too good. Is Tillemans' deal clear? Not yet. What about Tillemans? Not yet. For those who have just joined, this is what we had on Tillemans. From Ben Jacobs, as reported yesterday, Arsenal have not placed any bid for Tillemans yet. The valuation early in the window was 23 million, but there has been no movement in the last 24 hours. So it's because of the money. Unless Tillemans decides to lower the asking price, then we might still get him. We need Mudryk before deadline. The deadline says promise. Thank you, RK. Adebayo says, please give me more players. We still need a winger. Afternoon to you, Alex. I appreciate it. Enang says, are you happy with the transfer window, Alex? Best of luck to all Ghana fans. Happy new month. Location, Lagos, Nigeria. Appreciate it. So if we sign Douglas Luiz and don't sign anyone else, How would you rate this transfer window with Gabriel Jesus, Zinchenko, Matt Turner, Fabio Vieira, Marquinhos, and Douglas Luiz? How would you rate it out of 10? If we get Tielemans and Douglas Luiz, I'd give it a 10 out of 10. If we got Douglas Luiz, I'd probably give it like a 9 out of 10. Maybe 8. I don't give halves, but maybe I'd say 8.5 out of 10. I still believe that we needed like a backup striker or something at the beginning of the transfer window, and midfielders. I need Tielemans, says Mustafa. Very true, Thomas. Very true. Let's see. I want to hear a done deal. Is Xhaka a defensive midfielder or box to box? He's definitely not a defensive midfielder. The number 6, definitely not. Where he's playing right now, perfect. But where Partey plays or El Neni, Xhaka played for us there for like 3 years and so many mistakes. I think he's usually too much under pressure, and he stays with the ball for too long, gives away the ball. And then the worst thing is that he's very slow in that midfield. So whenever a player, if he gets a quick number 10, like De Bruyne or Coutinho, he's in a lot of trouble. Like the player will just roll him and turn him, and he'll get yellow cards and red cards. Since he moved forward, like I almost thought we signed a different Xhaka. Like he's not been playing like the Xhaka of 2018, 2019. This is a different Xhaka. He's getting assists, he's scoring goals. He's not getting yellow cards. He's not fighting with the referees. He's not fighting with opposition players. He even got the captaincy yesterday when Odegaard came off. Those are good to see. Samson says we still need a winger, and there's a couple of reasons why. Last season, at a time like this, we were talking about sell Xhaka. I have not seen anyone talking about sell Xhaka right now. That could only mean that he's improved a bit. Augustine says, I think we need a midfielder in case we had injuries. Well, we already have those injuries, so Tielemans will be good, a good signing. A sober replacement for Partey. Says 4 days. Say it again about yep, I have said it's Okoboy. Let's see. Do you think Arsenal will sign any player? Yes, I'm confident we'll sign 2 players. When will Partey return? I mean, maybe one to 2 weeks. He won't play against Man United. He probably won't play in the Europa League. It would be a welcome surprise if Partey pops out from nowhere and plays against Man United. I'd be very, very happy. But again, the problem with Partey, if you risk it like that and then he's out again for 4 months, I don't think it's worth it. That's why you need midfielders. So maybe in the next 2 weeks. Zinchenko will be there for the weekend, though. And do you think Arsenal will sign? Yep, I've done that. If Luiz comes, then I can start Lokonga against Man United. Then Luiz comes on for the second half, like 70th minute, says DC. Welcome, Luiz, to your home, says Musaja. What about Shakhtar Donetsk guy? Still nothing today. Let's see. A lot of people asking about Tielemans. We've talked about Tielemans already. Good deal for us, but I still will be disappointed if we lose Tielemans to another. Yeah, if he goes to another team, I'll be disappointed as well. If he stays at Leicester, there's still a chance of signing him in January or something like that. But if he goes to another team, then that is done. We need a defensive midfielder, looking at how vital that position is, says Manfred. Fabio Vieira is not happy at Arsenal. How can you make that judgment? How do you know Fabio Vieira is not happy at Arsenal, Nana? Come on, man. How do you know he's not happy? Because he didn't jump up and down with Odegaard and Zinchenko when he scored against Fulham in the last minute. Maybe that is just his character. You don't have to jump up and down running towards the pitch if that is not his character. But I can't say he's not happy, man. Like I'm sure you've never even seen him play. Fabio Vieira is not happy at Arsenal. Come on, man. Jabat says 3 hours transfer close, right? No, not 3 hours. Around 10 hours remaining. We don't need a winger. It's 11 p.m. UK time tonight. We don't need a winger right now. Not 3 hours one. Oh my goodness, please. We need more time to sign players. Rotation players like Pep and Klopp do it. Pep is just crazy, man. Like Man City are different. If Arsenal can win the league instead of Man City, you don't know how much I would celebrate, because it's basically almost impossible. I know some of you are still talking about Arsenal winning the title, but to win the Premier League title, you'll have to get like 98 points, because Man City are very good. And that Haaland can score 40 goals this season. Like, he can score hat-tricks every single game. So Man City are on a different level, and they have a lot of players, man. Those guys take off Haaland and Mahrez comes on. They took off Gundogan and Bernardo Silva comes on. Like, those guys are way too good. We need the like Crystal Palace Anderson. I can't wait for another player. Anderson is a defender, though. I don't think we require defenders right now. Douglas Luiz and Mudryk, please, says Ken. Ken would be happy with that. Good morning, Joseph, or good afternoon. Let's go for both Luiz and Tielemans. How far with Luiz? Maybe 60%. A very good midfielder, but you still need Tielemans in a winger if possible. I don't think we'll get 3 players, Noble, maybe 2. He's a very good player. I mean, Douglas, because you remember we've already signed like 5 players this transfer window. Arsenal, please sign Danilo. Good afternoon, says Idrissa. Let's see. We want to hear good news, says Chana. Chana is not willing to hear bad news. He's just waiting for good news. Martinelli and Nketiah have physically grown. Yeah, especially Martinelli. Yeah, even actually both of them. Like, in terms of body, like, they've definitely grown a lot. Oh, come on, man. Like, how am I supposed to reply to that comment, King? Really? Come on. I'm not going to say anything. He won us the game. I'm not going to really say anything about that. Maybe you are watching a different game. Maybe they showed you Arsenal and Aston Villa from 2 years ago. Definitely, Martinelli was the man of the match yesterday. Come on, he was voted man of the match. I can even just check for you. I did a poll yesterday, and I asked who was the man of the match. Let me tell you the results right now. So it was between Lokonga, Martinelli, Saka, and Xhaka. 1,200 people have voted. 69% of the people said Martinelli, 14% said Lokonga, 13% said Xhaka. Martinelli was voted man of the match by 70%. There is no way Martinelli spoils the game yesterday. Partey should be prayerful spiritually. The injuries are too many. I mean, for Partey's case, I don't know if it's even possible to help him. I don't even know where he got those injuries from. He never got injured at Atletico Madrid, man. Douglas, very good player, but you need Neto, says Fobi. Atita can hear us, please. He must sign Luiz and Tielemans. A lot of comments asking about Tielemans. Appreciate you. Luca, Jide, Vincent, I can see as well. Wezi as well. Thank you. Arsenal need Douglas and Tielemans, says Noble. I really need, admire to see Tielemans at Emirates. How about it? Looking very unlikely. Let's wait and see. How are you, Anu? Tielemans, bring Tielemans. I prefer Tielemans from Daniel. I want Tielemans from Emmanuel. Why can't we get Tielemans? Why can't we get Tielemans? Please just get Tielemans so that we can stop talking about Tielemans, man. If he goes to another team, man, we'll have to watch him playing for Newcastle or something crazy like that. For me, we should have gotten the players we want before now. I mean, maybe they did get the players that they wanted. Maybe they wanted Jesus and Zinchenko before the season. Maybe they were just waiting to see. Maybe they weren't really keen on the likes of Tielemans. So the season has started very well. So it could have gone bad like last season, but it has gone well. So we are winning the league, not top 4, says Samuel. You're going to have to beat Man City to do that. They're very good. You know, Man City can win 20 games in a row. So let's try and match that. Let's try and test them this season. Let's work with them until January, February, scare them a bit. And then if we don't win the league, as you say, then next zone we can come back even more ready. But winning the league is very hard. If don't put Arsenal not winning the league, please don't start saying Atita out, because winning the league, basically 90% of people are predicting Man City to win the league, because that is basically a complete team. They've added Haaland to that team. He's already scored 9 goals in 4 or 5 games already. Yes, he will. Yes, he will, Brighton. He will help us. I think Martinelli should do more about decision making. That I agree with, but going as far as saying he cost us yesterday, I don't agree with that. Money, Abdul, money. Leicester asking for too much money, and Arsenal do not want to pay that money. From Sierra Leone watching you, I appreciate it, Samuel. So this is not the only live stream from today. We will do a lot of those, like maybe 3 or 4 more today. So keep checking the page, keep checking YouTube, Facebook, whatever. We will be doing more updates. Thank you for watching. Catch up with you very, very soon again.